Hi everybody, it's Slamtilt again, and just giving you a quick update as to what I've been up to with Indiana Jones, the Pinball Adventure. So I've put the cabinet back to what it was before, using the traditional trim. I've added a new gun toy here, which is the gun handle. I've replicated that model and stuck it here on the apron, just for fun. Other improvements are, I've added a texture here to the side of this metal here. And the texture is just a copy of that. I just cut out a section of that and I stuck it on there. So it was as simple as that. So this game has much improved lighting over the original machine because I've added extra flashes. There's a flasher there, there's an extra flasher on this ramp here. So it's got 2 extra flashes, and all the flashes are super bright LEDs, so they can all change colour, which is great. If I need to do lightning, I'll have them change to white. If I need to have if I have a horror moment, like somebody gets shot, I can turn the whole lot to red. So it really does enhance the atmosphere of a game when you can change the lighting like that. So the score has now been improved. Before, you didn't have the animation. But the score, let me just get this thing started. Hold down the magic secret button.
Dr. Jones, good evening.
Then we can start it. Now, there you go. So you see the animation now. On the score, it's now animated. Like a shimmering effect. It wasn't on there before. Now I had to add all that manually. Every pixel had to be added for every number manually in the editor. A bit of pain. But now I have full control of it. I can control the speed of it, and I can also switch it off as well. If it's too distracting, I can switch it off. Like that. So that's oh blimey, he's getting anxious here. I did a timer on the plunger shot as well, so if you don't plunge the ball, Indy will get pissed off at you.
Don't touch anything.
So extra things that I've added to this game are combos. There's now combo shots on every shot. There's combos on the loops. There's combos on the ramps. There's combos and variations of a ramp target, loop target, ramp, loop, loop. There's all kinds of combos you can go for now in this game. No combos on the original game, of course. And of course the wonderful new skill shot that I added. Now the skill shot is taken from the Streets of Cairo mode. So what I do is to load up the DMD in the DMD editor, and then I can just navigate frame by frame and find the precise moment where the swordsman lifts his sword. So he lifts his sword about 40 there, so frame 40, so frame 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. 46, he drops it back down again. So you have to shoot him when his sword is up during those frames animation, and then Indy can shoot and shoot him dead. Now if you shoot when the sword is down, the swordsman will deflect the bullet and Indy will be sliced to death. But I don't have an animation for that. So that's the animation that I use for the skill shot, which is so much better repurposed as a skill shot in this game, rather than the second part of the Streets of Cairo mode, which is where it currently resides. In fact, if you look very closely at this animation, you'll see it says shoot mode start. So the idea is that you shoot mode start during the Streets of Cairo mode to shoot the Cairo swordsman. But you know, you have a gun here. You have a gun here as the launcher. Doesn't it make more sense that you shoot the guy as part of the skill shot? I think so. And as you can hear there, I've got a special piece of music that plays while the ball is in the plunger lane. I've got music that plays when you're on your last ball, so the music switches out for the last ball. For multiplayer games, each new player that joins the game has their own individual music that plays, which is unique. I think Gimli added a really complex multiplayer code to this game, which I've had to remove because of all the changes that I've added to this game. I've had to remove all of his multiplayer code. So this multiplayer code that I've added to this game will be my own version of multiplayer. You can no longer save the game. Again, that's Gimli's code, which I've removed. But personally, I would never ever save a pinball game. I would never save the progress because it defeats the object. The idea of a pinball game is that you have to beat it in one go, in one game. And all pinball games are designed that way. You can beat them all in one game if you're good enough, but you have to work at it. You've got to learn. And eventually you will be able to beat this game. It's extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. I've made it a lot harder than the original game, I can tell you that. Even though I've given you the option to start the mode in 2 different shots, I've just made this game a little bit harder than it normally would be. So it's a tremendous challenge, this game, tremendous challenge, but a tremendous amount of fun at the same time. It's never frustrating. I've changed the rules for the drain. If you hit this target here and the ball comes shooting back down, there's a rebound right down the middle, which is what it's aimed to do. See, it goes right down the middle. I'll give you the ball back every time. I call it a cheap drain return, but that's only if that target is hit. So you don't have to be afraid of hitting that target anymore. You will get the ball back if it drains immediately. When the ball is heading down here, as soon as it hits that switch, the ball is immediately returned to the player before it hits the drain. So you don't have to wait for it to hit the drain, it just comes immediately back. This idle has been improved now, so it ejects the balls in perfect synchronization with the movements of the idle. There's lots of other things as well that I've added to these start holes. So this hole here is quite a big feature in this game. Not only does it start the modes, but it also gives you assists during an active mode. But when you shoot this, when it's not lit, out of mode, all kinds of other things can happen. You can hit the mode and you'll get creepy crawlies. You'll find dead bodies. You can start the anything goes double scoring feature, which is brand new. I've also added a booby trap. So if you hit this at a random moment, you'll get the trap in the Temple of Doom where the Indian short round is stuck in the trap room and the ceiling comes down. The ball will eject back into play and you have to hit this target quickly to collect the award. So that's new. So wherever I can, I will put extra scenes from the movies in the game, and there are some big scenes that didn't make it into the game. So everything has been improved. Everything is much more exciting. So that is Indiana Jones, a massive improvement, and I'm still working on it. I reckon I've probably got still another 2 weeks to do. There's still some minor tweaks I need to do to the physics and geometry, which is always the highest priority when I make these games, is to fix how the ball moves around the table. It has to move smoothly, it has to feel right, the ball has to feel like it has weight. That's very important. I've also added an extra target as well there. So these small stand-up targets, which I call guardian targets because they're normally guarding the entrance to a shot or a ramp. I added an extra one there. Now these are good guardian targets. These will give you a positive award if you hit them, but this is a negative guardian shot, which basically means that when these three targets are down and the lock is lit, if you hit that target on your way in to the lock, it will unlight the lock and these three targets will reset, so you don't get it. So you have to make a precise shot to lock the ball now, which makes getting multi-ball a little trickier. So that's a bad guardian shot. Before there was just a rubber there which did absolutely nothing. Now I've got a little bit of excitement added to the ball lock mechanism. So, I could go on and on and on with all the things that I've added to this game, but I'll leave it there, and I will produce a gameplay video so you can see for yourself how this thing plays now. Okay, that's enough from me. I'll speak to you again soon.